Thomas.
Oh, he's out. He's out before he hits the ground.
Good night. And this set the tone.
I agree.
All game long. The 49ers defenders, I mean, when you see this hit right here, bam,
he's out.
Good night.
Pierre Thomas is out before he hits the ground. And that ball comes out, the 49ers recover. You're right, Jamie. Set the tone early in this game.
Alex Smith to Vernon Davis, that was the combination today.
All day long, Vernon Davis just literally owned the secondary of the New Orleans Saints.
49ers take a 7-0 lead. Vernon Davis getting in touch with his inner Jimmy Graham there for the slam dunk. 1st and 10 ensuing Saints possession. Drew Brees intercepted, picked off by Deshaun Goldson, who had a huge game.
You know, as good as Drew Brees is, he's an elite quarterback, one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in the league. If you make Drew hold it that extra half second and pat it one more time, like all quarterbacks, he'll find trouble.
And the key here, giving the ball back to the Saints, to the 49ers who just scored at point-blank range.
Yeah. Got to kick it into the end zone. And by kick it, I don't mean through the uprights. I mean get it into the paint.
It's hard to believe in practice that this was ever that open that week. Michael Crabtree, 4-yard score, and it's 14-0 San Fran.
Well, and Jamie, something you talked about, this 49ers team could not trade field goals. They had to score when they got in the red zone.
Had to score
17-0, impossible throw to defend right there. Jimmy Graham, 14-yard score.
And there was a huge stop by the Saints defense because of the turnover. They held them to 3 points, and that actually put this in within a 2-score with that touchdown right there.
Jimmy Graham with the whiplash, the head to the ground there. Drew Brees making sure to start tight end is okay. Next Saints possession, 3rd down and 3. Look at that pass.
You can't throw it any better than that. That's vintage Drew Brees.
Going to show you a couple of throws that rival that throw right there.
That's just beautiful.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Colston does a nice job tapping both feet. That is a touchdown. And the Saints back in this game after a very difficult start.
Saints trailing 17-14, and what a second half we would have. 3rd quarter now. Darren Sproles put the ball on the ground, recovered by the rookie out of TCU, Colin Jones.
Again, this was the story. The Saints turned it over 4 times in the first half.
They were bringing the leather. It's one thing with interceptions, but these were turnovers. These were fumbles because guys were getting a hat put on a hat.
20-14, and there was a stretch, guys, where Alex Smith was really struggling to pass the football down the field, but Frank Gore stepping it up right here. 42 yards down to the New Orleans 22.
And really, when you think about it, that's kind of been the epitome of this team all year long. It's somebody steps up and makes a play. That's what's been happening.
23-17, here's Darren Sproles making a play as the Niners safeties for once failed to make a play.
Jamie, and I want to say about the 4th or 5th week of the season, you called Darren Sproles the best free agent pickup of the 2011 season, and I could not agree more.
Ensuing Niners possession, Alex Smith, how about this touch to Vernon Davis, 2nd and 10, 37 yards down to the 30.
Jenkins, I mean, he beat him time and time again.
What a call this was.
Great call.
They called timeout, suffered through a penalty, and Alex Smith on 3rd and 7 takes it into the end zone for a go-ahead touchdown. Just a brilliant offensive game play call here.
I like the play call, like the job by Alex Smith. But check out Joe Staley.
Bang.
Big fella.
Tackle all the way inside the 10-yard line. In Philadelphia, Alex Smith and his Niners, Michael Vick and his Eagles.
Alex Smith and the 49ers, I think the plans are to relocate to Youngstown, and they're just going to stay there for the rest of the season.
I thought it was really dumb for them to go to Youngstown. I heard some people saying.
Even with the pink glove, Michael Vick is Michael Vick, making folks miss.
Wow.
Touchdown.
It was the Kevlar in the right glove.
You think so?
I think that's what it was. It was the Kevlar.
Clay Harbor tied in, 16-yard score.
Just, I mean, even today, as elusive as he was and as explosive as a side, he takes so many hits. And I think you made a great point yesterday, Jamie. His offensive line needs to protect him better and make sure people know we're not going to allow you to pound him.
And there's some bad news that's coming out of this game when we get through. Here's another situation. Gets his fingers caught.
Hits his hand. Justin Smith will get it checked out and stay in the game. Field goal made at 10-3 Philadelphia. Next Eagles possession. LaShawn McCoy. Your favorite player, Jim?
He is one of my favorite players. Didn't have a big day. Didn't have nearly as big a day as Matt Forte, but that's another story for another day. 9 carries, 18 yards. Not a major factor in today's game, Tom.
He's ruled down at the 1-yard line.
He's the best screen and draw running back in the league.
What in the world was this?
Yeah.
That's Ronnie Brown up the middle going nowhere.
And this was a microcosm, if you ask me, of what we saw out of the Eagles today. It was a comedy of absolute errors.
Was he throwing the ball?
Yes, he was throwing the ball.
To who?
You're not in Miami. What are you doing? Well, no, the fullback was actually over there. He was open.
Was he open?
But Vic is the quarterback.
State of fumble, Niners take over.
What was he thinking?
Well,
Alex Smith stripped by Jason Babin, recovered by
Return the
Colin
favor.
Jenkins.
But there's a
Just
difference
return the
between
favor.
being stripped. Okay, well, even though the fact that...
And trying to throw it on the goal?
Yes.
Yeah, as a running back? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
you sure that wasn't a called play? See,
Double
this is
pass.
what we
Victor
talked about
McCall,
last
that's
week.
strong.
The Eagles, for some reason last week, packed it in at the goal line instead of spreading things out and giving yourself a ton of options. That right
23
there.
at halftime. It's
Very
23-3, third quarter. Alex Smith, Josh Morgan, 30-yard Niners score.
What did I tell you about the 49ers, Jamie?
$27 million, or $25 million being paid in that secondary with the corners that they have. And this can't happen. And then the missed tackles twice.
Who said missed tackles, huh?
We saw that against the Giants last week, did we not?
Michael Crabtree, 38-yard gain. 4 plays later, Smith to his
Can we
tight
give
end, Vernon Davis.
Can we
another
give Alex
touchdown.
Smith some love for today's performance? Second
We
half
should.
threw for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Excellent performance
That's all.
from Alex Smith.
That's it?
23-17.
That's
Down
all
to
the love
16.
he gets.
Vic. Where does he throw a pretty deep ball?
Yeah, he does.
Sean Jackson running right underneath it, 61-yard gain.
How did they only score 23 points today?
Especially when Vic had
500 yards of offense.
If Vic had 416 yards passing,
Well,
career
let me tell you
high.
what, the 49ers, a team that was not averaging better than, 200-some yards per game, had over 440 themselves.
Here comes Frank Gore. A little patience, stretched across the goal line. The play would be reviewed, and what did they see?
They saw a really bad Eagles defense. Oh, you mean the play itself?
Yeah. Elbow hits the ground.
Elbow
Jim
down.
Harbaugh's Niners score 21 unanswered points. And the ball crossed the goal line before that elbow hit. It's 24-23 San Fran.
Oh, this one hurts.
Vic to Jeremy
You're right
Maclin,
now, you're-
stripped.
You're in field goal range.
Yeah. Comedy of errors. And but look who's on the ground. I want you to watch the very end of this play. The worst news of it all is you see right there is Peters, the left tackle, goes down.
And he grabbed
Their
his hand.
best offensive lineman grabbed the hamstring, and so the news for the Eagles can't get much worse than what it is right now.